Welcome back to the OKC Foodcast. You are joined once again by your hosts, Nabil
and Ashley.
And we have a couple of very special guests in the studio with us.
Yeah, this is really, really sweet. We have Mark Burkell and Jonas. Pronounce your last name. I didn't check on that.
My last name is Favela.
Favela. And they are both from Parlor. If you haven't heard about Parlor, we're going to tell you all about it.
I am super excited about this.
Oh my gosh, you guys. You better be excited as well because it is coming soon. And we are going to tell you, or they are going to tell you all about it.
I'm not going to tell you everything, but they have my favorite type of pizza.
Yeah. Yeah. But we're going to dive into that in just a minute. First, let's go into our Eat of the Week.
Let's do it.
Do you want to start?
Sure. My Eat of the Week was something that we cooked at home.
Okay.
So Serena's sister and mom and my parents came over to eat brunch, and I use that term very loosely because this was 3 p.m.
I've had those brunches where it's supposed to be a brunch, and then my cooking ends up taking so much longer than expected.
Yeah.
And then it's more of a dinner.
Well, our day started at like 11:30 or 12, and then we went shopping.
Oh, okay.
And so, it turned into like a 4 p.m. meal that everyone was like, what do we do for the rest of the day? It's kind of screwed. Yeah, right? Eat again. Yeah. Perfect. So we made breakfast tacos, and we made these buffalo chicken buns. So for the buffalo chicken buns, pretty easy. Made buffalo chicken, put it in biscuit dough, and then just baked them. So they became little buffalo chicken buns. And the breakfast tacos, I made scrambled eggs, made the chicken with, cumin and red chili and some garam masala, which was an interesting twist. Everyone was like, "Ooh, that was a good touch." I was like, "Thanks."
Yeah.
That's my brown side.
And what we talked about earlier, the mom cooking, like no recipes.
No recipe. And the garam masala was like a very last minute thing. I was like, I want to do something different with this. What can I do, right? And that's kind of what I threw in there. And then a roasted salsa. So roasted tomatoes, onions. It's hatch chili season, my favorite type of chili. Serranos, jalapenos. Roasted those, put that in the blender. Spicy. It sounds spicy, but it wasn't that spicy.
Really?
Yeah. I feel like people would be able to eat it.
Okay. Not just the brown people?
Not just the brown people, yes.
No, I like spice. That just sounded really spicy.
And, blended all of that up, threw in one fresh tomato just to like lift it up a little bit, and some vinegar and cumin and just a pinch of sugar.
Nice.
Just to kind of like round it out.
Nice.
And I thought it was good.
It sounds good. It definitely sounds
hungry
good.
Already.
Yeah. All right. So do one of you want to go next?
So I had the pleasure of being in Las Vegas last week.
And this is Jonas.
Yeah, with graffiti. Jonas Favela here. And I was on the search for some tasty eats. Went down there for a couple days, and I'd have to say the thing that struck me the best was this chicken wing from Pok Pok Chicken in the Cosmopolitan in the little food court hall thing called Block 16. And it reminded me, there's a place down off of 23rd called Thai House.
Yeah.
Everybody knows about Thai House. And in my opinion, they have the best spring rolls. Yeah. I love their spring roll sauce. It's like this... It's a watery style, sweet, sour peanut sauce with like spicy chilies in it and garlic and stuff. I don't know what it is. I've tried to emulate it a couple of times. It's delicious. And the chicken wings tasted like a bite of that spring roll dip into the sauce. It's very, very Thai flavored. It's sticky, stuck to your teeth. And that was probably my favorite thing that I had this last week.
That sounds really good.
So I'm going to Vegas here coming up in a week or so. So I'm going to have to try that.
You said Pok Pok Chicken?
Pok Pok Chicken inside the Cosmopolitan Block 16 food hall.
The Block 16 has some good food places.
Yeah, there's like five little restaurants in there. Yeah. It's nothing like what we're going to do at Parlor, but I mean it's a collection of cool little spots that are individual
That's more like
to everything around there. Right? It is. Yeah. It really is. Nothing like what we're going to do. There's really nowhere to sit. They have you'll see, it's like there's like bar seats right in each little booth.
Okay.
But it's pretty neat, but it was delicious.
It sounds good.
Yeah, I'm going to go try that.
Cool.
Might come back with the eat of the week.
Yeah.
I'm sure you will if you go to Las Vegas.
Oh, Las Vegas has some great food.
Not too much.
Yeah.
All right. Do you want to go next, Mark?
Yes, absolutely. I had the pleasure of, it just so happened that this week we had a tasting for graffiti.
Lucky.
And just so happens we're on this show today. So it was the most interesting and favorite food that I had this week, for sure.
Nice. What did you have?
Well, Jonas made 3 different items, and my favorite was a salmon dish that he made. And I think Jonas, everybody that knows Jonas knows, what he is great at. And I think one of the things that he's going to do really well at Parlor is he just brings so many different flavors into one dish. So each dish has multiple flavors. So you can even look at the food and just see the layers of taste you're getting ready to eat.
Right?
I mean, it was absolutely, I'm telling you, it took me by surprise. Because I've been trying to explain Jonas's concept, graffiti, and I'm really more explaining Jonas than I am what his food is. So
Layers of
it was
flavor.
great
Because
really
your
for
food
me
comes
to,
out, right?
Yeah, it really was
amazing.
great for me to go in with an empty head theory. I went in and Jonas just knocked me off my feet. I mean, it was that salmon dish. I mean, it had so many layers, and the salmon seemed to be, it was glazed or blackened or had some sort of something on it, and then he mixed some great great sauces on top of vegetables, and it's. I just really don't think people really know what to expect when they come to Parlor with just this great food that we're going to have. It's really going to take people by storm.
Nice.
Looking forward to that.
I'm looking forward to that for sure.
When is our tasting?
Yeah, well, soon. Probably, and we have some soft openings and a VIP party coming up,
Yeah.
so you'll get to pick your choice. So,
Oh, fantastic. Looking forward to it for sure. So my eat of the week, normally I pick a new restaurant that I've tried out, but this week it's something that I made, and it's some homemade pickled veggies. So between both of my parents, they grow a lot of vegetables, and we're constantly trying to cook them or make something with them as quickly as possible before they go bad, because they're so plentiful right now. So I ended up doing what you call a quick pickle or refrigerator pickles, and it's where you don't add any heat to the brine. And to me, I actually prefer that because it keeps the veggies a little bit more crisp. Whereas, yeah, and so by not adding heat to it, it keeps everything a little bit crispier. So I did cucumbers, pearl red onions, garlic, and then I did 2 different jars. One jar I sliced up a couple of habaneros, and the other jar I sliced up a couple of sriracha peppers.
Nice.
And then the brine was half white vinegar, half apple cider vinegar, a splash of water, some sugar, salt, fresh cracked pepper, and then added in some peppercorns, mustard seeds, and fresh dill. And then literally you can refrigerate for just, 7-8 hours and they're ready to eat. Or, a week later you can still be munching on them, and they are delicious.
You munch on some habanero peppers?
I don't munch on the peppers. I munch on the veggies.
see that face.
No, I did accidentally get a sriracha pepper within an onion I was eating, and holy moly, my face turned red, my lips were on fire. I was drinking milk. Those peppers were really hot. So no, I don't eat the peppers. The peppers flavor everything
The
else to be
vegetables,
spicier.
Yeah.
Because I like spicy pickled veggies. So pretty good. Yeah, I liked it.
Nice. That sounds good.
Yeah.
Some good pickles there.
Yeah, they were. All right, so let's dive into Parlor. So we are, again, absolutely thrilled about the opening of Parlor. So Mark Burkell is the GM. And go ahead and tell us a little bit about Parlor.
yes, I mean, we're so excited to bring this concept to Oklahoma City, and it's really going to take the city by storm. I don't believe Oklahoma City is really understanding what concept is about to hit them. But it is a great modern edgy concept. It's an experience. It really changes the dining experience. So it will take customers 3 or 4 times to come in to kind of get a good feel of just how this thing works. But
I guess to probably also experience all of it. 'Cause in one visit, you probably can't experience all of it.
There has been a lot of time and effort to put together a building that flows great. One great thing is we'll have 3 kitchens upstairs and 4 downstairs. So it really kind of right there already mixes the crowd to where it's not everybody all in one grouping, so everybody can spread out. And that's how the experience is meant to be. It's an evergreen concept to where we want people moving around and feeling, comfortable. So basically Parlor it's a 13,000 square foot building. We have 7 different kitchens, and Robert Black has done a great job of cultivating, 4 Oklahoma City chefs, and we have 3 of our chefs and proven concepts coming from our Kansas City store, Parlor in Kansas City. And that makes up our 7 kitchens. But we at Parlor consider ourselves a bar first and a food hall second. So we will have an extensive craft cocktail program that has 8 craft cocktails on tap. To where it pours right out of the tap, so the customer can get a great mixology drink that is full of flavor, but also get it in a quick, timely manner.
Right.
On top of
And there's also a thing of consistency with that as well, right?
Yes. So we will make our own batches, and we will put those in kegs and in our keg cooler, and keep the flavors rolling.
Nice.
Yeah.
So
like that.
we also will have an extensive craft beer draft list, along with artisan spirits, with a wine menu as well. So, that correlated into a full bocce ball court that is on the first floor.
Ooh, I love bocce ball.
And it is a authentic, a full-size regulation bocce ball court, complete with a scoreboard and rules. So, and that's right in the entrance, so people will park in our great parking lot that we have over 80 spots available for parking.
Fantastic.
Which is a great thing that, you're opening something in the downtown Bricktown or automobile area and actually have parking. So
that's
I think
kind
that's
of unheard of.
Right.
That is a fantastic thing to have parking.
1,000%. I know Nabil is excited about the bocce ball.
Yes. Although I don't know if 80 spots are enough.
Well, that's just the parking lot. We still have parking around the building and around the area. So plenty of parking, and we're really excited about that.
Wonderful.
So basically when people come in, it's immediately they're going to know they're in a different, something they've never seen before. I mean, this is like I said, a very modern, edgy concept that, people immediately walk in, they're greeted by a host. So, and the host doesn't really take you to a table or, have menus and walking you to your table. It's really more of a greet and welcome you to Parlor and the experience that you're about to experience. And you walk right into a full room that is full of color and modern looks. It's going to have a Stein glass decoration behind the bar, basically a tribute to Automobile Alley.
Oh, that's awesome.
There'll be local
that.
art. Local artist is actually going to be doing, some local art throughout the building as well. So people already come in, they face right into this large bar area, so they kind of know they're entering into wow, this is, we have a great bar here. And then, if they want to turn to the right, that's when they start entering the kitchen concepts. And the great thing to mention about that is, we're kind of the veto vote place. You get a group of people together, and there's always one person that vetoes the visit.
Yeah.
Yes.
So now you have 7 kitchens, which all of them feature anywhere from 7 to 8 different, 10 different products. So, there's obviously a choice there for everybody. So it really takes care of that veto vote.
That's right. You can get whatever you want. Right.
Yeah, no matter what kind of eclectic group you have.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Correct.
And a question: when people are walking in the door, and they're it's all visually pleasing, is that where there's going to be lots of seating or lounge areas?
Yes, there's seating all through the bar. There's tables and seating at the bar. There's also these living room spaces that are like 3 different spaces that they immediately see. So they automatically there's a feeling of welcoming, and movement, which is a big thing about this concept. I mean,
that.
Our cocktails will actually be walking around with handhelds, and people can actually come in and start a tab somewhere. It doesn't mean that's where they have to end their tab. A cocktail will be able to, pull up any tab. So if you're Mrs. Johnson and you started your tab at the first bar and you wandered to our upstairs roof deck patio, you run into the cocktail seats, you need a drink, she can pull that tab up and get you a drink immediately.
Nice.
I love that.
I like
Does
that.
the same thing go for the different concepts, like the food concepts? Like
That's a great question, but when it comes to the food concepts, it's more of a fast casual situation. So people will go up, you pay at the register, they give you your number, you will go pick your food up when it's ready. So after you order your food, then you go and find these really cool and unique spaces to go sit down and eat, and then you go pick your food up.
Nice.
Our service starts where people start ordering drinks, and like I said, we are a bar first, and we are a food hall second. So we have done a great job of putting together a great craft menu list, along with great craft beers and artisan spirits and wine. So I mean, something for everybody.
Are there some local beers?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We've done a great job of really just fitting pretty much. We have Prairie, we have Vanessa House, we have Anthem, we have Elk. Is it Elk?
Elk
Valley.
Elk Valley. So yes, plenty, and Coop. Of course, can't leave out Coop. So right there, I mean, that is quite a list. And if we don't have them on draft, we'll have them in our packaged beer program. So
That
a
sounds
nice
amazing.
arrangement there.
Nice.
Cool. So tell us about the different concepts.
The food.
Yeah.
Yes,
We
absolutely.
want to hear about the food.
Well, I'll start by kind of finishing how the customer walks in the building.
Yeah,
so
for
they
sure.
come in, we have the 2 large bar areas, one downstairs and one upstairs. We have an outdoor roof deck patio that's going to feature, service year round with a retractable roof and sides. So even in the winter, the patio will be open.
Cool.
Also be available for event space for people to rent out for parties and things of that nature.
Nice.
I'll run down the list here. So basically, our first concept is Sura Eats. It's one of our concepts from Kansas City, and it's more of an Asian street food. Great concept, great food, almost the number 1 seller there in Kansas City.
Okay.
Then we're going to move to location number 2, which is Pachinko Parlor, and it's a rebirth of Pachinko Parlor. Eric Smith and Mark Klein are the owners there, and part owners of Empire Slice and VZDs. So, Pachinko Parlor was open years ago, and now we're rebirthing it and bringing it back. So, Pachinko Parlor is more of Americanized sushi. Like they'll have prime rib rolls, they have ragoon, they have ragoon rolls, and they have tapioca chips with Asian guacamole. I mean,
like
just
that.
it's Pachinko Parlor is going to knock some socks off. They're really good. Location number 3 is Burger Pig, and that is an aged beef mixed with a pork. So it's there's 4 or 5 different choices of burgers there, and that's a chef called Timothy Abell, and he has a lot of Oklahoma ties, along with moving to L.A. and back here in Oklahoma City for this rebirth of this foodie city here in Oklahoma City. So really, really, excited about his concept, Burger Pig. And then we have Robert Black and Chris McCabe are doing a concept called El Guate, and that is a 100% Guatemalan concept.
Oh, cool.
Yes.
And Robert Black was also the one that has started this year?
Yes, he basically put this group of chefs together and vetted this system, and has done a great job of putting together a great program of food that complements craft cocktails and craft beer. So really excited about that. The food is going to be amazing. It's going to really take Oklahoma City by storm.
Yeah.
Especially this collection of different types of food here.
Yeah.
So going back to the Guatemalan food, I do love Guatemalan food, don't you?
I can't pinpoint
No?
a time that I've had specifically Guatemalan food.
Oh, gosh. I love it.
You know, there are 2 Guatemalan...
Or like an authentic Guatemalan place, right? I don't know.
There
I
are
don't know if I
2
can
restaurants
pinpoint that.
here in Oklahoma City, and they're more... they're for coffee and breakfast and lunch, but they're not open for dinner. So this will be the first 100% authentic Guatemalan restaurant open for dinner.
Right. Yeah. Cool. Yeah. Brunch is like, it's a whole other thing in itself.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
Yes. Then we have Providence Pizza, and that is another great Kansas City concept, proven concept, and they are going to be serving 4 different styles of pizza. So Detroit style pizza is going to take Oklahoma City by storm,
and that, like I said, was my favorite style of pizza.
Right.
And so I am very, very excited to try that.
Yes, I mean, just to kind of get the taste buds going there. It's the first thing down is a big layer of cheese. So every bite on that Detroit pizza is going to have that golden crust, crunchy, cheese feel. So really excited about the Detroit pizza. They're also going to be selling Neapolitan pizza, a Sicilian pizza, and a New York style pizza. So 4 different styles.
Nice.
So really excited to have them. They run a great ship, and really excited about that. We also have Mother Clucker, which is a play on words.
That name is funny.
When we talked about this on one of our past episodes, you're probably about to say, I was hoping I could remember it. Their Mother Clucker.
How clucking hot do you want it?
Yeah. What's their hot one called? Do you know off the top of your head?
I don't know, but it's how clucking hot do you want it, basically. So it's a Nashville chicken concept that they do a tremendous job in Kansas City. We're really excited to have them here. And really, once we announced their name, they really got a lot of immediate feedback on our social media. So they're going to be a big hit.
Yeah,
That's
I bet.
Awesome. That's super exciting.
And then rounding out the concept is concept number 7 is graffiti, and that is a mixture of it's Asian street food meets Latin with Jonas has put together a menu that is he's really good at putting flavors with proteins, and really excited to have Jonas on this and putting his collection together at Graffiti.
Yeah, so I'm so excited about Graffiti. That was definitely one spot that I don't think I've ever had food that was a fusion between Asian and Latin.
Yeah, that sounds very interesting.
Oh my gosh, and
It's
I love both of those flavors.
It's a common thing people are doing. It's, the flavors go well together.
Yeah.
If you think about it. I mean, throw an enchilada on sweet and sour chicken. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm like, right.
Ashley was like, yes, please.
Amazing.
Well, I'm literally going to be doing things of that nature with those flavors and throwing them together. And, graffiti, it's a fun word. It means a lot of things. It means really artful presentation and talented artists that like to do artwork.
Right.
And I love to make my food look pretty. And I think that
we love pretty food.
The bold.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, it's what catches your eye, right? When you go in somewhere, the food's all different colors and doesn't look good, you're like, probably don't want to eat it.
Right.
But if it looks good, then it's something you're going to want to go after. And that's kind of what I've tried to do with graffiti and blending basically like 2 of my favorite cuisines together. Back in the day when I was cooking on the line and being a sous chef at restaurants, I was specifically sticking to a certain type of cuisine.
Right.
And I didn't have a lot of chance to be creative or do whatever I wanted until I got to a certain part of my career and to a certain experience. And, that's one of the reasons I'm really excited to be doing this. Robert knew what he was doing, Robert Black, when he got everybody together for this. If you think of the local chefs that we have going to this, just the 4 of us, we have over 85 years of experience between the 4 of us doing this. So it should lend well to the creative side, the consistent side. We want it to be as good as it's going to be, on our first day and, 2 years down the road when our lease is up,
Right.
But it's going to be a fun concept. I can't wait for everybody to try it. We're going to get to play around. We're going to get to run specials. My menu has 3 smaller items that are going to be priced on the smaller side. And then it has 3 bigger items that's going to be, placed kind of like on the higher side, more entree style items.
Right.
I'm definitely having 2 vegan choices,
awesome.
which is going to be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people that they eat vegan food and they might not even be vegan. They're just trying to eat healthy and clean.
Yeah.
Right, and the options are so few and far between.
But there's going to be, from what we understand, there's going to be quite a few, concepts inside the Parlor that are doing these vegan and vegetarian dishes.
Nice.
So it's going to be lots of fun.
So is your menu going to change from time to time? Are you going to have specials or anything like that? Or
I
is it
definitely
going to be pretty
plan.
consistent?
I plan on running specials. I'm going to have a menu board that, we're going to have up at all times. That I'm going to stick to that.
True
Yeah.
stays the same.
I mean, eventually, if something's not working out or something, a special I run really blows up, then I'll make the proper changes,
Right.
But for the most part, 8 items for a chef, is going to be really easy for me and my team to kind of work on the consistency.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
But it's going to be a really neat experience, working with the know-how and the knowledge of Parlor, and then the experience of each chef and what we can bring to the table. There's not anything like that in Oklahoma City right now.
Right.
So it's going to be super fun.
So tell us a few items on your menu.
Well, my favorite is, when I went to Vegas and I tried the Pok Pok chicken, it was a direction that I wanted to take my chicken in. Something that's going to be kind of have the Asian flair to it, and have the stickiness to it. But on mine, I put this agrodolce on it, which is like Italian sweet and sour. I make it with white balsamic vinegar and I caramelize sugar. And that's when people normally put in, when you're making caramel, that's when you normally put in your cream,
Right.
into your nicely caramelized sugar, and then hit it with butter at the end, and then you have a nice caramel sauce. Well, I learned from a chef, years ago that if you want to do something like that, it doesn't have to be cream. You can go for the caramelized flavor and put vinegar in it. So that's why I did with this one. I did like a caramel, a white balsamic caramel on a Thai style wing, and tossed it with peanuts and carrots and cilantro and stuff. And it's going to be pretty. It's going to be. I think it's going to be one of my more popular ones.
items.
It's going to be real easy for me to get out. But my favorite one has a lot of meaning to me. It's the chocolate crinkle gangster sundae.
Oh.
Now my buddy,
I like the name.
my buddy who's no longer with us anymore, used to make, is a chef in town, Donnie Cashin. He used to make these chocolate crinkle gangster cookies.
Okay.
I don't know if there's anything gangster about them, but that was the
taste
name.
is gangster.
That's right. Yeah.
So I'm gonna throw a little chocolate sundae together. It's gonna be lots of fun. It's gonna have like saffron syrup on it. I'm definitely throwing sprinkles on it. It's gonna be fun to look at. It's gonna be
you gotta have sprinkles.
it's gonna be a fun experience.
Rainbow
There's
sprinkles or one color?
and gold.
Oh,
Gold.
yeah.
Yeah, rainbow.
That's the
gold.
gangster right there.
Yes. Throw some links on there. But it's going to mean a lot to me. It's, typically I'm not going to sell a whole lot of desserts. I mean, I hope I do.
Right.
But, this is going to be something that's going to stick around, and I think people are going to love it.
Yeah.
They're going to love our concepts, and they're really going to like the way everything's going to be thrown together.
Nice.
I'm so excited.
Nice.
I can't wait to see the space. 'Cause, I don't know, the little drawing, I think it was OKC Talk, that it was kind of like the preliminary drawing.
Oh, yeah.
Of
Well,
the,
you guys are sitting here with the man. I think he can
us
arrange a
in.
walkthrough or something.
If he offers, I probably wouldn't say no.
yeah, no, we won't say no. But yeah, I'm so excited, and that space, I just feel like is going to be exquisite.
A couple things more to mention too is we have a couple soft openings coming up at the end of August, and then we have a VIP party on the 31st, and then our first week will be open a soft week on September 2nd, run for a soft week, and then our grand opening will be that following weekend.
That's awesome.
I bet people are eagerly awaiting.
Oh, I know I am.
for the doors
Yes.
to open.
Yeah.
We just started our hiring process, and we are at full-fledged at that right now. So
Yeah.
if you know anybody out there in the business, we're hiring, all positions at this point. So if you're in the business or know anybody in the business, please share with them, and they can
Yeah.
come work at the greatest place in Oklahoma City.
Yeah, yeah, I think that's fantastic. All right, so let's jump into the kitchen sink. So these will be kind of rapid fire questions. We'll ask the question, and then both of you give your answer, so you can kind of lean into the mic there. There you go.
I hope you're ready for this.
Are you ready for
A little
this?
nervous.
I'm ready.
Jonas is ready. All right. So first question: what is your favorite ingredient?
Like, what ingredient do you see on the menu, or for Jonas, love cooking with, or you see on the menu that you're like, I have to try this?
Yeah.
Right? If something has
Favorite
this on it.
ingredient to feature.
God, I'm stumping so hard right now. I mean, my favorite ingredients are fresh ingredients, quality ingredients. Geez, I mean, I have such a wide variety of, what I like to do. Sometimes it's hard. I don't know, a nice, good piece of beef.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Nice,
There you
fresh,
go.
locally sourced something or another
Yeah.
like that is always delicious to eat up and everything.
Absolutely. Good answer.
Yeah, I would have to say mine is anything blackened. I mean, anything with nice blackened seasoning.
Yeah.
I mean, I am a fan of that type of food. So you blacken
Do you like
it.
Cajun
I mean,
seasoning?
Oh,
like
yes.
the Cajun blackened seasoning? I love that
Absolutely,
too.
Yes.
All right, cool.
Nice. What is the strangest thing that you have tried?
Let me jump into that one. Okay. So, growing up in Las Vegas with a Mexican family, they, and most people don't think it's strange when they eat it, but menudo
What is it, menudo?
it has the tripe in it, the stomach lining and of a cow.
Yeah.
And it's great to a lot of people, but when you're a little kid and you're picky like I am,
Yeah.
it's one of the worst things you could possibly put in your mouth.
Menudo? Is it menudo?
And
All
I'm
right.
not dissing it, but it's just
Not your fave.
texture wise, it's really strange, and I think that some people are like, oh, that's not that strange, but for me, it's strange.
Yeah, no.
It's all relative, right?
Yeah.
It's
all
not like I'm going to
relative.
eat like some sort of Chinese bird nest or anything, but you guys know what that is?
No.
That's like it's like a they bird mucus, I guess you could say.
Shut up.
Google it. Yes. Bird's nest. Chinese bird nest food. Talk
Oh.
about strange.
All right.
I can't believe people eat that stuff.
And you've
Like,
not
literally-
tried- you've not tried
No,
this.
it's like bird boogers.
All right, we're definitely going to look this up.
Yeah, speaking of something strange, I'd have to go down that route too. I just recently ate at Gun, which is
Yeah, we
the
actually.
new concept.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love
Yeah,
it
and
in,
the-
Paseo.
Yeah, in the Paseo, and they had chicken skin
Yeah.
as one of their appetizers, and oh my
Chicken
god, I
skin
was
sounds
like,
amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did
you know
like
what?
it?
And actually,
Anywhere.
it was actually
Who sells
pretty
chicken
good.
skin?
Yeah.
Besides
Yeah.
Gun.
It really kind of melted in your mouth. You know,
Yeah.
I really did not expect it. I was like, "What'd you order?" They said, "We ordered the chicken skin." I'm like, "Oh no!" So yeah, it actually melted in your mouth. It
It's
was
like the
great.
best part of the
So
chicken, right?
far, everything I've had from Gun has been really, really good.
Typically in a restaurant, when we're trimming up some chicken, even duck, we will take those little pieces of skin and toss them in the fryer and pull them
Oh,
out.
yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
it's basically
Crispy.
a chicken chicharron, because they'll do the same thing. It gets
Yeah.
crispy like that, and it
Yeah.
gets all super, delicious.
I
It's like-
love that.
It's like the best part of fried chicken without the meat getting in the way.
right? Yeah.
Right?
All right. What would you say is your favorite snack food?
Snack food for me, I literally did this last night, and I do it all the time, and it's not good for me at all, but I love fried potatoes. I would literally, and it takes a second, I would literally take 2 big old potatoes, dice them up. Yeah, some of, and I learned this from an old Mexican woman. You make some of them, you cut different sizes of potatoes. Say you have 3 small potatoes, you cut all 3 of those potatoes differently, and you'll have different textures within your fried potatoes.
Right? That's a good
So
idea.
one of them I'll slice really thin, and those will get nice and crispy, and they'll get all burnt up and have that
I
good flavor
like
to them.
that, yeah.
Maybe one of them will cut a little bit thicker, and they'll still be like a half moon kind of cut, and then some I'll like dice it and I'll put them
Okay.
in. And so yes, fried
And then
potatoes.
fry all that
And
together,
you
put some
mentioned breakfast
salt on it.
tacos earlier, and that's something I like to do. Take my fried potatoes,
Ooh,
throw them with a
yeah.
little salsa, some bacon, and some cheese, and just
Ooh,
a potato
yeah.
taco for breakfast. And
Oh, nice.
My favorite.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
That sounds really
it's,
good.
It's funny you said that. Usually people are always like, when you cut things, it should be even so it cooks evenly. You're like, nah.
No.
Make it different so it feels
Textures.
different,
It's
right?
crispy.
Yeah.
Some of them are soft. It's a little old lady trick, and it
Yeah.
works.
I like it. I like it. All right. What would you say, Mark?
Boy, I'm going to have to probably give a traditional answer here and say
That's
that
all right.
anything with chocolate and peanuts. You know,
All right.
I am
There you go.
a sucker for some good chocolate and peanuts. And matter of fact, I had a couple of Hershey bars and almonds last night. So
There you go.
that was a
Nice.
great snack for me.
So, Reese's peanut butter cups,
Oh,
fan.
I was born around Halloween, so I think as a
Oh,
kid
yeah.
I had all these green and orange cakes. So I think it kind of traumatized me, and it pushed me to to Reese's peanut butter cups, and I'll tell you, just give me a Reese's peanut butter cup, and I'm a happy man.
You're happy. I like to put those in the freezer. I freeze all my candy. People think that's weird, but I think it makes them so delicious. So peanut butter cups in the freezer.
Absolutely.
Hell yes.
Nice.
All right.
So, what is your favorite food-related show or movie?
Well, I would have to say Waiting for me. It was a old movie that was surrounded what it was like to be working in the food industry.
Okay, yeah.
And what they did with their food, it might not be the best thing, but
you might
not want to watch that and go right out to eat.
Oh my gosh! But really made fun of the industry more than anything. But super funny.
In that?
Ryan Reynolds was in that.
That's right.
And several actors, but I'm telling you, it was right on. Just so extremely funny.
Right.
Yeah.
Jonas, do you have a favorite food TV show or movie?
Well, food TV shows, I used to watch the crap out of old Top Chef.
Oh, Top Chef.
And then over
yeah.
the years, I haven't really watched it. I stopped watching TV a lot. But there was a movie that I used to love to watch. It's an old school movie. It's called The Big Night. And it's about these two Italian brothers that need to have this big night. Their restaurant's not doing too good. There is a guy down the street that's just destroying what Italian food is to, especially the chef. He's the most passionate one in this movie, and they need to have this big night. They invite all these people out, and it's really fun. It's definitely a chef cooking type of movie.
Right.
I can't remember the actors, but it is called The Big Night.
And
you guys, if you haven't seen it and you guys are foodies, you need to watch it.
All right.
But usually those two shows right there. And then, of course, on Netflix, they have Chef's Table.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
I've seen some of the coolest
Chef's
things.
Table. Yeah.
There was a show on there I saw a long time ago called Spinning Plates. You guys ever seen
I
Spinning
haven't
Plates?
seen that.
I went back and looked for it. I couldn't find it. It had, I think it's 3 or 4 different stories of 3 or 4 different types of, outlets in our industry, like maybe, the super ultra Michelin star restaurant, the mom and pop restaurant, those types of things. They kept going back and forth. So if you guys ever see that,
That's
it's
cool.
a great one to watch.
that.
I know Netflix has done a plethora of food documentaries.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. There's
I've
a
watched
restaurant.
quite a few.
Yeah, and I watched
Have you guys
They're
seen
so
Grace?
interesting. What is it?
Grace. I think it's called Grace. It's about Curtis Duffy in Chicago. He opens a restaurant called Grace, and everything he goes through building the restaurant and everything.
Oh, so they
Well,
kind
that's
of follow
interesting.
that whole process.
It's an awesome one. Yeah.
That's
I like
interesting.
that.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. So next question: what country or region do you think has the most intriguing food scene or a food culture that you're drawn to?
Well, I just recently went on a trip to the Bahamas.
Oh, lucky.
Yes. This cab took us to this street, and it basically had 6 houses on it. And those were the restaurants in Naples. It was just people's ordinary house.
Oh, that's cool.
I feel like that would have been delicious.
Oh my gosh. It was there's some
Very
really good stories there.
unassuming, yeah.
Like you really thought they were it's like, are they really taking us there?
Are we going
Are
there
we gonna
to
make
eat?
it back? But yeah, we went to this one restaurant, and it was a 2-story old house, and they sat us on the patio upstairs, which was basically a bedroom that had a balcony on it, and had some tables on it, and it was right over the bay.
Nice.
And we ate the most amazing conch I've ever had, and they just served it up by just plate load. They would just bring it out, and it tasted so good. It tasted just like lobster.
Yeah.
It was amazing. So the food there in the Bahamas is just amazing. So that would be mine.
All
Nice.
right, cool. What would you say, Jonas?
I've always liked going to Chicago.
Yeah?
That's always a fun food town. There's
Yeah.
so many restaurants there. There's so many high-end restaurants and just little street food spots and everything, It's every time I've gone, I've found something new. I've
Right.
gone, and it depends on who you go with. Sometimes you go with a group of people and they know about this one spot maybe you've never been to. And that happened for me a couple years ago. I went to a couple Michelin star restaurants, and it was a great experience. I went to True before it closed. I think it was 2 Michelin stars. And that was like going to a freaking ballet and getting to taste everything. I mean, if that makes any sense.
Yeah,
you know?
it totally
I mean,
makes
the
sense.
way
It's like
that
an orchestrated
it was
dance.
talk about an experience. I mean, yes, it was too, because the servers, I think we had 7 servers on our table. We had 6 top, and it was amazing the way that I didn't know who the lead server was, if there was one. I mean,
because they just all take such good care.
It was a great experience, you know, and they just kept bringing out these one little bites, you know. I remember this one bite that we had. It was like a hard chocolate shell, and the inside was like this grapefruit type. I mean, it wasn't even on the menu that we picked, but it just a mouth explosion. They're like, don't take a bite of it. Put the whole thing in your mouth and then chew it, you know, because if you do that, you're going to be wearing it. But it was all these things, and you're just eating like, oh, my God, what the hell was that?
Right.
You know? I mean, everyone's looking around and like, we don't know.
It was great, though.
But, you know, every time I've gone there, you know, they host a really big food show every year. The NRA shows out there, National Restaurant Association.
I would love to go to that.
And not the rifle thing. But, you know, if you guys ever get a chance to go, I mean, you could spend a week there going out for breakfast, lunch, and dinner and just find something awesome for every meal.
Chicago has some really good food.
Yeah. And it's accessible by foot, but, you know, I mean, they have the train, they have all that stuff you can take, and it's a fun place to go. Yeah. And, you know, it's close to Oklahoma. You know, it's easy for a chef to go there and get back, you know, get inspired, then come on back, you know. I mean, I did it recently in Las Vegas, and Las Vegas doesn't hold they can't hold a candle to Chicago. Not even. They can't. You know, I don't know if I said that right. Am I saying my like little thing right?
Yeah.
They can't hold a candle to it. Maybe they can't even hold a torch to it either.
Right.
Or a matchstick.
Yeah, but you know, it's pretty impressive there. You know, Vegas, they do a good job, but Chicago, for me, it's, you know, there's some authenticity there, and there's, you know, some right, you know, Rick Bayless's restaurants, and let me say that right. You know, he's got some good places to go. Great inspirations for someone like me, restaurant people.
Very cool.
Yeah. So, what is your favorite restaurant in Oklahoma City?
Boy, I am a fajitas man, so, you know, I was very happy to see them open at Uncle Julio's here.
Oh, yeah, in Chisholm Creek.
Yes.
Yeah.
Their fajitas are to die for. I mean, they're absolutely the best fajitas I've ever had.
Really?
And I push it to every person I know. So, yeah, they are. It just melts in your mouth. It's, you know, jumbo shrimp, and I don't know what they do to their chicken, but it's always juicy and just a great product. So they do a really good job with their fajitas.
Okay.
Cool. All right. What would you say, Jonas?
Man, that's a tough one. It
is a tough one.
I got some buddies out there now. You know, come on. You know, a couple of my favorite places, you know, they're kind of in the same area. You know, I love Goro Ramen.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
for sure.
that place is awesome. It's talk about comfort food. You go in there and you look at your bowl of ramen. I like the spicy miso, and I'm just like saying to myself, like,
I like the spicy miso.
You deserve this. You've done everything right to get this awesome dish of food. And you know, then my friend James Vu with La Brasa. I don't know if you guys have ever been to La Brasa.
La Brasa is on my top 5 list of favorite restaurants in Oklahoma City.
Talk about an experience when you go in there.
Yes.
Absolutely.
I mean, you know, they've done it all right there. The food's amazing. It has the fusion, the Asian Peruvian flair, you know, that they do over there.
And it's always on point.
It is.
It's always on point.
It's one of Oklahoma City's up and coming restaurants. I really like it. You know, I mean,
I've been going there for years, and it's been on my top 5 Oklahoma City restaurants from day one. I love it. And then when they did the whole renovation of the decor.
Oh, it was so.
I mean, he
so
literally
cool.
turned like the old
amazing.
like walk-in coolers in the meat market into like a specific type of dining room, private dining room and stuff like that. You know, so it's a really fun place. If you haven't been out to, you know, either Goro or La Brasa, you know, Jeff Chan Saloon over at Goro does it right. Same guy that's doing Gun, and then, you know, James Vu, he's got the La Brasa, and, you know, does the Kong's Tavern. You know, everybody has fun at Kong's.
Yeah. I've not been there.
You see a lot of woo going on in there.
Yeah, there's a lot of woo.
There's a drink
going
slinging.
on there.
I mean, people love it. That's probably one of the best places to go, I'd say, before a Thunder game. You know, I mean, it's not right by Kong's Tavern over there in Midtown.
Yeah, always happening.
Okay, I've never been there.
You should go.
Well, I'm going
They got
to.
some crazy food there too. They got those crazy
I'm gonna
big
have
milkshakes.
to.
I don't know if they still serve them, but they got these milkshakes that are just like they're alcoholic milkshakes, and they got stuff flying out of them, hanging from them.
I love
and it's like
boozy
it's probably hard to
milkshakes.
carry. I don't know if people actually move them or they just set them at
just
the
sit
table.
them on the table and just drink from a straw.
Yeah, but he does some good stuff over there. Last time I checked, I think there was some sort of like short rib slider or something he had on his menu.
That sounds good.
Nice.
All right. Well, last question to just end it on a Parlor note. What menu item out of all the different concepts are you most excited about?
I haven't had a chance to try it all, but I have had a great time tasting some of the food that we're going to have. And I'm telling you, the Ragoon roll at Pachinko Parlor, it just melts in your mouth.
Yeah.
I think it was like Jonas's food. It's going to be a close tie there because I was so surprised. But
And Jonas is sitting next
I know, right?
to you.
Yeah. He had,
Since Jonas is sitting next to you, you gotta mention him.
Yeah. So that Ragoon roll just melts in your mouth, and it's just it's extraordinary.
Yeah.
So.
yeah, I'm excited.
Very cool. Excited to try that. What would you say, Jonas?
Well, I told y'all about my Sunday, chocolate
Right.
crinkle gangster Sunday. That's going to be a good one. But I think one we're probably going to sell the most of is going to be my sweet and sour chicken wings, the agrodolce with
Okay.
the peanuts and stuff like
Yeah.
that. That's going to be an easy, fast one. It's going to be something everybody can share if they want to, or you can have it all by yourself.
Right.
It's going to be a really good one. That's going to be lots of fun.
Very
My
cool.
entrees are going to be kind of interesting also, but I'm, it's tough. I love all my food.
Right,
But the one I'm most excited about is the dang chicken wings. So that's probably one of the easiest dishes.
Cool. Well, we follow you guys on social media, and Parlor has done a really great job kind of getting everybody really hyped up for the opening. So again, Parlor will be opening in Automobile Alley around the first weekend of September, right? Was it like September 2nd, the soft opening?
Yes, ma'am. Mm-hmm.
And then that next weekend
Yes,
rolling
ma'am.
into the grand opening. All right, very cool. We are so excited and cannot wait. And you
Yep.
can follow them. Is your
At Parlor OKC.
Parlor.
It's www.parlorokc.com.
cool?
You can get my Instagram at graffiti_OKC and check me out on Facebook, Graffiti OKC.
Nice.
Cool. And you can follow us on Instagram and Facebook at OKC Foodcast. And if you'd like to send us an email, some listener feedback, or if you'd like to collaborate, we'd love to hear from you. You can email us at okcfoodcast@gmail.com.
That's right. And as always, don't hoard this podcast for yourself. Share it with a fellow food lover and leave us a rating and write us a review. We love getting those positive feedback.
Absolutely.
And
That helps.
yes, and that helps a lot.
Yeah. So thank you so much, Mark and Jonas, for joining us. We are beyond excited, cannot wait. And until next time, friends, eat well and be happy.